wrap him up at the 30. And now we'll see the offense coming out onto the field for their next possession. The offense will take over at the 39-yard line. The Bulls line up with 3 wide.
Okay, so let's lower that down, shall we? Welcome, everybody. This is Francisco, joined by my buddy Charles, and I think we're going to have Andrew later on in the show. But welcome. This is Sports Goofs number 76. We're going to cover some of the stuff that happened in the last week or so. How you doing, Charles?
I'm good. Another day. I had a couple days off, because I got PTO to use, and so it's going to be a short work week for me. Off on Monday, and then I'm taking off Friday, and hopefully I will take that time to do something with my life besides being a vegetable. That's probably not going to happen, so if I'm going to be a vegetable, let me be like something that's good for you, like a carrot, not broccoli. Broccoli is just poison anyway.
I love broccoli.
You love broccoli? Yeah, I don't understand.
That's some awesome stuff, man.
I have been bullied by many people about broccoli, and I think it's just a tree that you should never be eating, personally speaking. It's not good. My dogs love it when I have it in the Chinese food. Besides that, be a carrot. Carrot's good for your eyes. Bugs Bunny's famous for a carrot. I, too, mumble a little bit like Bugs. And I'm a smack talker. So I'm going to say be a carrot, don't be a broccoli.
Okay. We got NCAA Football 11 in the background there. Let's see. No NBA tonight. No NHL tonight. But we'll get to that later. Baseball games, we're in the final week of the regular season. Still a lot of playoff races that have not been finalized just yet. NFL happened over the last week as well. NFL Week 2, College Football Week 3, and some other stuff, man. We actually have a sponsor today.
Ooh. So, who is wise enough to jump onto this train?
Valorant.
Yes.
Yeah. So, we'll be seeing them later on in the broadcast. And so, yeah, it's National Voter Registration Day. Andrew implored us to please tell everybody who hasn't registered to vote in the United States to register to vote. And that guy's wearing number 69. Very nice. All right. Okay, so week that is for Major League Baseball. A lot of significant games on tap. We have the Marlins and the Braves. Braves trying to lock up the NL East. The Marlins trying to lock up a playoff spot. Magic number is 4, Charles. I cannot believe it.
How do you feel?
It seems like the Marlins are backing into the playoffs right now. I mean, they lost by 1 run last night. But luckily, the Phillies are pooping the bed and doing as all Philadelphia teams do, showing that they are complete frauds. And they're about hopefully the Nationals hang on and get a doubleheader sweep today. That'd be great. They already won the first game. Then we've got some other races. The Cleveland Indians in that very hotly contested American League Central. They're facing the White Sox. The Yankees are already up 2-0 on the Blue Jays.
Good, because they were killing us. Not that seeding matters, but it matters to me.
Well, yeah, the Yankees will probably try and lock up that. If they beat the Blue Jays, they'll lock up the second place spot. I don't think you guys are catching up to Tampa for the.
I don't care about that. I actually think we should tank it, not to go into the full details without, when we get to the MLB segment. But oh no, I died. I'll play Rayman, everybody in the background, because I told Francisco, I need a multitask.
I feel like it's not a multitasking game, though.
Rayman, well, you know what? If I got a law degree, Francisco, I can do this. Damn it.
All
and
right.
we'll quit. But my whole thing is, we would get the Twins, and Josh Donaldson does not frighten me enough to worry. So, these are guys that you want. I think, it's because we've just been historically the one handing them their candy asses, as The Rock would say, and watch them kill us, like sweep us. But still, you go with the familiar, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's been what? How many series now against the Twins? It's been a while.
This would be the fourth time
since like 2002 or something like that. It's been a while. It's them and the A's for some reason. They just can't get anything going. All right, we've got the Reds and the Brewers. That's also important for the final wild card spots and maybe, I guess, the second spot in the NL Central. Reds are up 2-0. Cubs and Pirates. I'm sure the Cubs they're trying to lock up the NL Central. Rays and the Mets. Rays likely going to lock up the AL East. The Mets are trash as always.
Trash. And as Andrew would say, woohoo, I'll be the honorary Andrew Ray lover, Tampa Bay lover.
The Orioles and the Red Sox doesn't matter. Tigers and Twins doesn't matter. Well, actually, Twins, for the Twins, that matters. So, Cardinals and Royals. Cards trying to get that second place spot. Padres, they locked up a playoff spot at the very least and likely will end up in second place in the NL West. The Dodgers kind of put it into second gear there to pull ahead. The Astros and the Mariners. They're behind. They're 3 games behind the Astros. It's not looking good for the Mariners. It'd be amazing to see the Mariners and the Marlins in the playoffs at the same time. But like I said, if we all just believe, like at the end of Paper Mario, and will them, they might just be able to catch up to the Astros and take that second place spot. Rangers and Diamondbacks doesn't matter. A's and Dodgers, both teams. The A's already won the AL West, so they can kind of just coast a little bit, even though they are still 3 games back of the Rays for the top spot in the American League. Then the Rockies and the Giants, that does matter for the Giants. They're trying to get a wild card spot. And that's it for tonight for baseball. That's all the action for today. Andrew's not here, Charles. NFL Week 2 happened. Let's get into that. Because I specifically I have 3 games that I actually saw.
Ooh.
From the past week. Buffalo, Miami, because Dolphins, and the Dolphins made it a game at the very least. That's encouraging for a rebuilding team. The Chiefs and the Chargers, I saw that one. Pretty good game. And the wonderful collapse of the Atlanta Falcons to the Dallas Cowboys.
Oof. I've seen parents grieve a loss of a child more than Dan Quinn trying to win a big game.
So
it's just, it has to be that intense. Sorry.
I mean, God, man. So let's start with the Falcons because, man, they have really not recovered since blowing that Super Bowl.
Well, you remember how we made fun of the Padres for getting on for Not That East for, just homering and all that stuff and saying they don't have that killer instinct and all that fun jazz? Dan Quinn does not have it either. You want to rest on your laurels of getting to the Super Bowl? Well, there's plenty of average coaches who get to the Super Bowl. Hell, there's plenty of average coaches who get you Super Bowl titles. Yeah. But there's not a lot of average coaches who have great winning cultures. And Dan Quinn, his time's up.
I mean, you're looking at because Matt Ryan went 24 for 36, 4 touchdowns.
I had him on fantasy. And, it ain't on Matt Ryan's fault, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you put up 39 points and you would think, yeah, that should do it. But, I mean, dear Lord. The Cowboys put up 570 total yards, 445 of those passing, 7 yards per play. I mean, they lost 3 fumbles. You would think that given how the game started, like, okay, this is going to be a blowout. Let's have let's just pack it in. But man, The Cowboys, I think they took a script out of the Patriots playbook. Just like, all right, let's just give it to them. They'll probably find a way to screw this up, and they did. They absolutely did.
And it hurts because
Yeah.
I don't know if it's our old age, but I don't like seeing good teams or decent teams, respectable people lose in that matter.
Mm-hmm.
And, there's a lot of people that are likable on the Falcons. I love Julio Jones. I think he is one of the most gifted wide receivers, even at the age of 31.
Future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, future Hall of Famer for sure. Calvin Ridley, I'm a big fan of. Always liked him.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Ryan. Everybody poops on Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's great. Like, if and you know this better than anybody because Bill Parcells thought Jake Long was a better option than Matt Ryan. Here you be, wondering about what could have been, and it's just so bad. I mean, that defense isn't really that good. Tarek McKinley is like their big guy that I can name. I mean, Grady Jarrett, sure, but there's not like a lot of crazy names. But how do you keep like screwing the pooch? Is my question. You gotta have simple play call. It's simple. And maybe I'm a little biased because I do have Todd Gurley on my fantasy. By the way, we changed the name of my team. I have 2 leagues, and they're both now.
That's right.
I'm
I want to give it a shout out to Freddie. He's messaging us on the screen there. So we have a weird matchup: Dartmouth versus Portland State. I hit the random button, and they're at West Virginia. So I love hitting the random button on NCAA. Just have these weird matchups. It's always great. Sorry. Go ahead, Charles.
So that little side note, I'm trash because I did not start the right people for one of them, losing by 3, and the other one is I almost came back from a 30-point deficit. So I changed my name to in honor of maybe my co-sponsor for the day of my non-sponsor, Trash with Trujillo.
Oh,
so
boy.
That's fun. Hint, like I don't know if we're doing giveaways. Figure it out. You can get that for free. But you have Todd Gurley. Run the ball. Oh, you can't run the ball with Todd Gurley? Well, run the ball with Ito Smith. Just run the damn ball. Save time. Do something. Because it just seems like it's excuses and ineptitude. You can't go deep all the time. And listen, you let Mike McCarthy, whose reputation from being the guy who held Aaron Rodgers' jockstrap, and mind you, I'm going to say it right now, Fred, you can please disagree with me if you want. Aaron Rodgers is overrated. Just saying it because I'm petty. But, Mike McCarthy is super conservative in that comparison based off of what happened a couple years back in the NFC Championship game when he blew his league against the Seahawks. You're talking about a guy who I told my friends, I'm like, you'll want Zeke because Zeke is just going to get fed all the time because, McCarthy's just a boring coach who's going to go from there. And then all of a sudden, I'm 27, 23, 3 weeks. Well, you know what? Not everybody is like Rain Man over here, Freddie. I'm an idiot. I also retired, and that's my excuse. I did have McCaffrey on one of them, though, so I'm going to cry. But here's the thing, Freddie. Is Rodgers really making it happen in spite of lack of weapons, or is it because of the fact that, one, that O-line is actually better than anticipated, and two, Matt LaFleur is just that predictable, and those defenses he's played are bad? I say, because I'm petty, and I'm going to ride this petty train for a while, that I'm right. But I will give Rodgers respect. He's a good fantasy guy.
He's saying the drafting of Jordan Love lit a fire under his ass. Well, that does make sense in some ways. I mean, as our Lord and Savior Derek Jeter has said before, competition removes complacency. So, and there were, of course, you had the people that with the doubts about Aaron Rodgers and stuff. But listen, he's a great quarterback. There's no denying that, and I think there's no denying it. I
rebuke thee, Satan.
I think, given what he's been given in Green Bay, he's done the job. So that's what I say. And see, that being said, I was a doubter, so that's Freddie's comments there. Okay, so. Yeah, Falcons, once again, contributing to the Atlanta penchant for choking.
And plus it means Dallas wins, so not everybody's going to be happy about that.
Well, they're 1-1. They would have been 0-2 to start out the season, which would have been great, would have been fantastic. And now Atlanta falls to 0-2. And so, but the Packers, aforementioned Packers, they're 2-0, 42-21 over the Detroit Lions. the Colts getting a victory over the
Ugh,
Vikings.
what an
Vikings
ugly,
already
boring
0-2 to
game.
start the game. Start the season.
Is it because Stephon Diggs or just because of Pat Shimmer? And you can't say it's because of both. Because I'll tell you this, Pat Schumer's over in Denver, and they ain't got nothing because of injuries. They lose everybody.
Yeah.
And then Stephon Diggs is making Josh Allen look into the big, great Josh with that weird mustache he's building. I'm not crazy about it. And then your Dolphins, though, competitive.
Listen,
competitive.
That was a good football game. I think
I enjoyed it.
they had their opportunities to take that lead or prevent the Bills from scoring. But listen, for week 2 of the second year of the rebuild, we still haven't played Tua yet. Fitzpatrick was better this game than he was last game. It's the Buffalo Bills, so you can say that the competition wasn't as high as the Patriots with Cam Newton back there. But I find what they did during that game encouraging. They didn't give up. They played down to the wire. There's not much else you could do. The team is still improving. The offensive line is still not there. The weapons still aren't there yet. But last season started off worse than this season. I mean, Dolphins were just getting embarrassed their first few games of the year.
Can I tell you what I like about the Dolphins?
Yes.
I actually like their crappy defense because it didn't give really up when they knew the lead was closer.
Right.
You know, when it was in a distance, and I think that matters so much. And there were injuries. Byron Jones was out. Xavier Howard was not available.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing with the injuries in
something.
NFL. I mean, there's always going to happen, but man, the lack of preseason and stuff, I think it's.
Well, it was Bloody Sunday.
Yeah, I think the same thing that happened in Major League Baseball with all the pitchers going down. I think that we're going to see that in the NFL. People are just going to go down like crazy. They're not going to get warmed up to basically going a full sprint, full on real games. We're going to see a ton of injuries, and somebody significant is going to go down. Like somebody super significant is going to go down. Well, Brady won his first game as a Buccaneer.
Which brings us to a side point question, because I want to get to Freddie on this one before I forget, and it has something to do with a little bit of Florida teams. Best, worst divisions of football you've seen from week 2 or the first 2 weeks?
Best division, worst division in the league right now. Let's see. AFC East is Patriots and Bills. That was going to be it from the get-go. We knew the Jets were going to be trash. We knew the Dolphins were still rebuilding.
Bad.
Oh,
I can't get a gauge. First off, worst team, Freddie, is the Jets. But I can't get a gauge on Sam Darnold if he's trash, because when you look at who his starting wideouts are, oh man, like everybody needs somebody, right? Peyton can be successful without Reggie Wayne and killing Marvin Harrison, but Jesus, man, when Brashard Perriman's your starter and he can't even be available to play, and you're going on the no names, and then you got old Frank Gore, who we love, by the way. Frank Gore, you are the used heart and soul.
Yeah.
You're the heart and soul of all football, Frank. We love you.
Yeah.
But Jesus effing Christ, man. You were the lead toter of the ball. But that might actually contribute a little bit to the worst division. But continue.
Yeah, so...
And Chris Hogan. Ugh.
You got, let's see, AFC North. You got Pittsburgh and Baltimore starting off well. Lamar Jackson continuing to... what the... God damn it. Jose Urena. All right. The Marlins are playing. He just gave up a home run. Man, he is such a trashy pitcher. I cannot... This is his final season with the Marlins. He's been here way too long. He's been here since 2015 with the Marlins. So he was he was the past ownerships. Our Lord and Savior, Derek Jeter, would never have selected this player.
So basically, Jeter was, new stepdaddy and has to deal with the troublemaker kid that he can't get rid of for adoption yet.
Oh, he's getting rid of him as soon as this kid turns 18 at the end of this season. All right. Aside from that, the Bengals and the Browns played. The Bengals, Joe Burrow, I am so sorry that you are stuck with such a horrible team. But that's what happens, man. You are the number 1 pick. You are gonna You're gonna suffer quite a lot. So I'm sorry about that, dude. Oh, look at that. Ever tried. Support it on Kickstarter. What type of game is that? It looks like a strategy game. Looks kind of fun.
In a world full of shooters,
Turn-based.
Ever tried.
Yeah. Turn-based roguelite by baiting enemies, triggering traps, and ascending through every floor of a mysterious tower in search for the afterlife. Ooh.
That could be cool.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, if you want to see that on your console of preference or PC, go to the Kickstarter. Or Microsoft can just buy them for $7.5 billion.
Which we may talk about that.
Oh,
but
yeah, we may. We just might.
Yeah, Burrow is a good choice for fantasy people. I mean, here's the thing about fantasy. Everybody's a good choice, except for you're on the Jets, almost. But he looks the part. I watched that Thursday night game, and for those who don't know, I really just hate watching the Browns. It's just an abomination. But he looks the part. He has some weapons to succeed. You're expecting a little bit more out of T. Higgins, and man, I gotta tell you, what's his face really looks old, AJ Green. But that's expected, right?
Yeah.
He's still getting used to it.
Yeah. So that's Joe Burrow, but he's already looking good. First few games already. The Jaguars and the Titans.
So that's my best division, Fred. Because it's not even just the Jaguars and the Titans. It's Jaguars, Titans, Colts, and then Houston's trash, and I love it. But they have the capability of still being trash. Because let me ask you this, Fred, and I'll ask you this, Francisco. Is the best division the team that has like a 12-4 team and a 10-6 team, and everybody else is in the middle and below, or is it the team that's going to have like 3 8-8 or 9-7-8, and then 1 6-10?
I don't know if that's the best division. That might be the most competitive division. I mean, you can have like an entire division of mediocre teams, and they're all going to face each other 6 times. So,
the NFC West a couple of years back when it was
basically. I mean, heck, the Seahawks got in with a losing record, so that's entirely possible. Worst team is 9-7.
Yeah, well, I'm going to be that team that's 9-7, presumably.
The NFC West has 2 teams that have already started 2-0 and have the 49ers went 1-1. So that
team's gonna be good.
That's already looking good. Kyler Murray's already looking good for the Cardinals. The Rams have started off well. Seahawks, the NFC South, the Saints and the Bucks, they're both 1-1. The Panthers, that's to be expected. They're 0-2. The Falcons, they should be 1-1, but they're not. But they have the pieces to turn around. It's just whether they're going to do it or not.
See, here's my thought on the West 3-2 teams, or 3-2-0 teams on the best division thing. Yes, for now, but I think there's going to be a big downward spiral.
Well, let's see.
It's to be indicative of many things. Like, I think they'll be competitive. They'll probably be the best division, but the best division arguably last year as well. They've been the best division for a while because if you look at, you had the 49ers went to the Super Bowl. You have had the Seahawks go in the past. You've had the Rams. They've been the representation of it for a bit, so they've done well. It's just, they all seem to kind of poop the bed when the big game comes up. So that's on them. But NFC West, to give them their credit, they're going to have an MVP frontrunner. Russ is playing balls to the wall.
Yeah.
And he's doing it with being more passer. He's the one actually bucking the trend in the 2 games that he had compared to what you love so much about not Carson Wentz. Well, people still love Carson Wentz for some reason. But Patrick Mahomes, who just goes deep. And then you have people who love Lamar because he just runs. No, he didn't actually run a lot against Houston because Houston actually figured him out a little bit. But Russ is just magical. He's a Sandlot player, but he is just on another level. And I found out that he's never got an MVP vote before. And this just might be the year, right? And this might be the year where it just kind of bucks that trend a little bit, and he gets it. But granted, very early in the season, I'm going to become like a prototypical a-hole analyst, but the guy is impressive as fudge, and I just don't see why he shouldn't do it, especially since when you think about it, he's got really nobody on that team running-wise, so he's bucking the trend of what he was built on as a quarterback for just letting a strong running game and then Sandlot football, because now it's DK Metcalf who's blown up. Yeah, he's still going deep, but I'll take it. Tyler Lockett shows up every now and then. Greg Olsen hasn't done anything, but who's their running backs? Chris Carson, who really didn't do much. DJ Dallas hiding in there. Carlos Hyde's still around, right? But that'll be for like a week until somebody gets injured, and you need those roster spots. Travis Homer, not doing much.
So let's talk about a team that So they've started off 2-0, but I do not believe in this 2-0 right here. That's the Chicago Bears.
Oh, my God. Which might go into worst division.
Yeah.
I'll have, because I'm going to make that argument it is.
That's a possibility. I mean, the Packers, because the Bears are 2-0, but they shouldn't be 2-0. The Lions, of course, choked away their game in week 1. The Vikings have started off badly. The Packers, I mean, I would have gone in and say, okay, this is the Packers and the Vikings race to win, but I don't know what to make of the Bears other than this is a house of cards. There's no way they can keep this up.
I'll tell you
not
what
with
they are.
Trubisky as the quarterback.
But allow me to tell you what they are. They're the Bears that went to the playoff a couple years ago. Just a little bit of luck.
Yeah.
That's true. A little bit of solid play.
They could catch every break and make it, and their entire division has the capability of being mediocre.
Yeah. And here's the thing. We're talking about divisions that are, everybody gets a participation trophy now in sports. Sometimes people can't take the L going 10-6, and that's going to happen this year in football. You're going to have that kind of probably mediocre, but the record doesn't reflect it, Bears team go to a playoff game because they expanded it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's possible.
But I would say they're the worst division on this end because the record's not reflected. There's no one who inspires you really on those teams because people have already hated on Kirk Cousins the minute he signed to Minnesota anyway, so F him, right? Even though I think he's a great above-average quarterback who needs the right system, but that's every quarterback, guys, except for Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. But venture this, you get Lamar Jackson, and this is something that always interests me because I come from the pedigree of running quarterbacks with Vince Young and Steve McNair, and to a degree Jake Locker. Every quarterback who's supposed to be a runner who is forced to pass is always going to have a bad time, right? So if I have Fred Rank, if one of you can message me on Discord, I'll jump into it. Bear with me as I try to figure out what my Discord stuff was.
Let me see.
Or you want to do that?
Yeah, you can keep talking.
I'll go on my soliloquy. So you could even say that Lamar and them, like every quarterback's bad if you don't have the right system. You have to kind of figure it out and build into it there. But aside from the Packers, and it's the namesake, because everybody has to have a love boner for Aaron Rodgers, so there he is. But Stafford, what were we saying about Stafford? He just can't do anything. It's a bad team. They don't have a run game. What were we saying about the Vikings? No one can do anything. They don't have a receiver. Sherman left. And then when we say about the Bears, it's the Bears. Khalil Mack gets more recognition. What if this is just Trubisky's year? Because he's in that bend or break year. I don't think they picked up his fifth-year option. They ran in all that cash on Nick Foles just to be a backup. But even if Trubisky leaves and you're inheriting Foles and everything else, you might be okay. But it's not an exciting division. There's not really a lot of players in each of those teams that make you jump for joy. Because Minnesota's pretty bland. It's Dalvin Cook, okay. You just trade for Yannick Ngu, okay, or Yannick, I don't know how to say his name, guys. Matt Stafford, it's there for the Lions. You have old Adrian Peterson. DeAndre Swift has just really done nothing. Who else, right? No, I can't name anybody in their defense. Quandre Diggs, I think, got traded out. And then you go into Packers, and it's just Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. And listen, Devontae Adams gets mass respect for single-handedly, destroying people's fantasy leagues, but he's already hurt now. He's got a tender hamstring, so it's the division that you probably shouldn't sleep on because watch one of those guys go to the Super Bowl. But it's a division that just doesn't. Ngakwe. All right, I can barely say my last name, but Ngakwe. All right, but it's not that inspiring. So I would say they're the worst division. I would also kind of venture on the possibility that it might end up being. I don't want to say it's going to be the AFC West. What was the other one saying? The NFC South has the capability of being very bad. Boring, maybe. maybe not the worst, but maybe not, because are we going to give so much credence that the Bucs are great just because Tom Brady gets one little victory and one little touchdown? And are we going to feel that way if we're giving it to? We already seen Carolina, but here's the thing about Carolina in defense of them and what Matt Rule's doing. They're competitive. They're coming back, but now they lost Christian McCaffrey, which hurts Charles in his fantasy league on top of everything else. But they're at least competitive. Teddy's trying to be more than he is, whatever. But the Saints, they just got busted up, man. They just got busted up on live TV.
Yep. On
a team that no one takes seriously because, Freddie, agree with me if I'm Vegas. Wrong, everybody wants to hit on David Carr. Or is it Derek? Yeah, it's Derek, not David.
Yeah.
Look, too many people having too many babies. In 10 years from now, we'll be dealing with the whole Rivers brothers going against each other, so I can't deal with that because Philip Rivers has like 20 kids. But going back to that, they're getting spanked. Everybody's like, presumably, they're going to be the best team, but they just got their butts handed to them. So how are you going to tell me that's a scary team? Also, amongst best AFC division, possibly AFC West. Kansas City looking good. And then you have the Chargers didn't look bad, man.
No.
With Justin Herbert kind of coming in.
Like I said, that was a good game between them and the Chiefs. It was a very good game. It was solid. When it came down to the end, it was...
and he looks solid,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are good to kind of work with. The Broncos had that bit of an injury, but, Blake Bortles has come back and shocked the world. So who knows from there? I feel like I'm missing one of the teams because I'm going off like my head instead of the notes that today I did try to prepare.
We've got the Fred rank up here. He's got the Chiefs up at number 1. Behind them is Baltimore, then Seattle. Your Titans at number 4.
We are playing very good. I'm going to steal 5 minutes of my time.
Saints at 5, Packers at 6, Bills at 7, Steelers, Patriots, Rams, and the Cowboys as the NFC East champion. That's his lowest one, actually. So he still predicts them to go 13-3. And then, Arizona, Tampa Bay. And he sees the Raiders clinching a wild card spot. He has the 49ers up high, but he thinks the Niners will not be able to clinch a playoff spot.
Well, they lost everybody. It was like the goddamn Red Wedding, man, in Game of Thrones. Just everybody got killed.
Yeah. Garoppolo's down, right? So
he has a high ankle sprain.
It's kind of funny because there was because Tom Brady was calling around after he was leaving New England, and San Francisco is one of the places he was calling about. So, could you imagine if that had happened? It's like, or he goes to back up, quote unquote, Garoppolo, and then he goes down, and people would have thought it was a conspiracy or something if that happened.
Let's see. If Niners over under, take the under. Yeah, maybe. I mean, Nick Mullins played fine as a replacement those games that he was out, so it's a possibility. I think their concern is just Shanahan doesn't have wide receivers because you're working on Mohamed Sanu to come in and help you out on the spaces after like 1 week. Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, they're going to come in at some point. I don't know the timetable. I mean, do you believe Raheem Mostert's a good running back, or do you believe that he's just fast and there's bad blocking that the Jets had? And I think it's more the Jets. I know he did well in the first game, but that's the kind of thing about running backs. They're good until they're good. Look at Saquon Barkley. It's very interesting with the Niners because aside from that, George Kittle's also hurt. Solomon Thomas tore his ACL. Nick Bosa's out, the better Bosa brother. Everybody's kind of hurt and busted. So what do you do? Is it just one of those things where you say, hey, you know what? Well, let's write off like a tax. It's not on us that everybody got hurt and their mother got hurt. I mean, right now, Jimmy Garoppolo's mom's probably got punched in the face. I don't know. What can we say about it? But that's just kind of life it is, as it be. Too bad for the Broncos. Got Bortles. I don't know. If Sutton was healthy, I think they'd be okay. Because the expectation is that Blake is probably, 28, 29 now. Maybe he learned to temper down. Schumer's kind of I don't want to say he's a quarterback whisperer, but he's a good substitute teacher for some quarterbacks and teams. He's just a terrible coach. in real life, but as a offensive coordinator, maybe he can get that system. That's fine because it's not like Vic Fangio. Okay, so side note, Blake Tannehill moment exactly. So side note, this is my problem a lot with defensive coaches becoming who are former coordinators become coaches. They always have the same beats: short passes, play action passes, run the ball all the time. It's like literally copy and paste, and there's like no innovation. Why can't you be great? Why can't you be better? So unfortunately, Vic Fangio, he's falling into the same trap because they got Blake. Presumably, it's Jeff Driscoll for about 2 games until that's over, because Jeff was not really that good in UF, and he's not really good in the pros because he's been on 3 different teams. I think it was on San Fran and on Cincinnati, and now this is his 3rd team. Maybe he was with the Eagles, but they take people all the time because Wentz is always injured. But yeah, if they didn't have Sutton injured, I would agree that he have a better chance to shine because competent wide receivers can make backups look good. That's what everything is about. I'm going to give some love to the Titans for 2 seconds. I don't like Gostkowski. I don't know why we keep him, because you even missing PATs from this point on is inexcusable. But even though we're doing stuff to justify Ryan Tannehill's contract, it's at least working because the guy has 6 touchdowns, like 1 interception. And he's making Corey Davis look good, which is surprising. Remember, this guy was the number 5 pick in the draft a couple years back, and he was in Dooley Diddley squat. Johnny Smith is looking good, our other former Golden Panther. And Derrick Henry's looking not that great, but here's the thing, too. People need to understand about running backs. When the expectation is you're going to give this guy the ball 30 times, he's not going to have 200 yards each time. He got paid on for being consistent and moving that offense, so good on him. And our defense sucks, so that's life. Clowney has not done anything. Vic Beasley, presumably, we knew wasn't going to do anything. I'm just kind of terrified. And I love me some Minshew mania. I really hope them the best of luck, especially since they were able to get rid of Leonard Fournette and a cost-cutting move that made no sense whatsoever, and then find that Robinson cat who's able to do some greatness. Just not at our expense. But now that everybody gets a participation trophy, there's a good chance that they'll all succeed. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty then. So, I think that's as much. Oh, God damn it. Fucking. All right. So the Marlins are losing now. Radiant just gave up another solo home run. Oh, man. Just
good pitching is a curse, bud.
And he's. Oh, my God. I cannot wait. I mean, it seems like. So he's Dominican. He's got the gigantic weave in his hair and stuff like that right now. It seems like the worse he's gotten, the larger the weave's gotten. That's what I think. Like before,
so
he
was
like
bad Rapunzel.
Yeah, I mean, before he was his natural hair all clean and whatnot, and like it's just gotten bigger. His hat's gotten bigger as he cannot fit all of the weave on his head with a regular normal human sized hat. So he's got like a Bruce Bochy thing going with like a massive hat. Anyways, that's an aside for me. I think that's pretty much the whole week in the NFL. We'll see what happens in week 3.
I want to touch on one thing about the NFL. That's not players, but coach-wise.
Yes.
$1 million fines. I think that was the total amount that's being distributed amongst coaches who decide not to wear the masks.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. Wow.
I know Gruden got hit. I think Harbaugh got hit, and then you got, Stay Puft Marshmallow Andy Reid with his little foggy, shield, which more respect to him for doing it. But let's see, Gruden paid in fine for mass negligence. Okay. It's 100,000. I don't know where I got $1 million, unless it was multiple people that got fined on different teams.
$200K for the teams, $100K for the individual coaches.
They also got Fangio, Carroll, and Kyle Shanahan. So I guess the question is this. Does it matter? I mean, you've already were kind of lax with the policy to begin with.
At this point,
the NFL.
I don't know if the NFL has seen what's going on in Major League Baseball, but it is completely inconsistent. Like, it is... there are guys that put up the little goiter, whatever they call that thing, and or the masks, like, when they're up at bat, and then, like, they lower it during the at bat, and then when they run to first base, they put it up, but then, like, when they start leading off, they put it down. Coaches are... At this point, what's the point of the mask if you guys ain't using it right? So I find it even harder with more people in the NFL for them to go by that. If Don Mattingly can't do it, sure as hell John Gruden's not going to be able to do it. So,
and what's your purpose? Is your whole thing about individual health and safety, or are you just doing this so you don't get blowback for being the a-hole who, could not regulate his own guys? Because
I
baseball, we can
mean,
easily replace a game,
I mean,
right? Or postpone it.
I mean, sheesh, gosh. Oh wow, look at that! Another sponsor, Minoria. Tale of Ink and Blood out now for your Xbox, your PlayStation 4, or your Switch. Look at that hack and slash, beat 'em up type game there.
Those are always fun.
Looks like a Castlevania, actually. A little Metroidvania. That's always fun.
Yeah, we give loves to those.
Action platformer. Yeah, fantastic. That was always great. Okay. But yeah, no, I think, I don't know if it's like the NFL trying to show the public and stuff. I think it's more of a PR thing than anything else.
So,
because
better
once again,
question, what happens when they catch the owners without the mask? Because Jerry Jones is just going to get caught slipping at some point. He's going to be drinking some, girl or guy's glass in front of everybody. He's going to act a fool. It's going to happen. Goodell's in the palm of his hand, especially since his boy Robert Kraft is going to, get away with it empty-handed.
I feel like there's no, they're not going to stop it. It's just not. Major League Baseball couldn't do it. They're not going to do this for this. And listen, college football is having struggle with it. I mean, FSU's coach got it, and now Notre Dame has been postponed.
I was going to wait for that till Andrew. But
I know. No, it's just a little snippet, a little preview. We'll wait for it. Just saying.
I want to be right about a lot of things. I don't like being wrong. I hate it. And what was I saying? Oh, we're not going to have baseball. Baseball's almost done with the season.
Did you hear what Rob Manfred, a mini goon here. I mean, you've already been a goon. But was it he's trying to have fans attend playoff games in the bubble? What's the point of the bubble then?
Don't even do family.
At this point, like just freaking don't even do the bubble. Just have teams go to their respective series. I don't know. Just have all the series in one place then, if that's the case. Sheesh, or the World Series, have it being regular. Okay, 2 games there, 3 games someplace else, and then the last 2 if it goes to 7.
I just want a bubble so I can have like actual rivalries. Because imagine if the Yanks and not the Red Sox, but the Yanks and the Astros were in the same hotel room.
Oh,
I just want to see, J.A. Happ, who's done really nothing except recently has actually been pretty decent. So I'm gonna take those words back in a bit. Just plunk in real life like George Springer right in his face. Yeah. Just hit him in the face, man.
All right, so. I guess I can rattle off some of our smaller segments. Ooh, wait. Well, Andrew's not here, Charles. So we like to partake in debauchery when he's not here.
Yes.
So
that's always a happy. And here's the thing, guys. Andrew could be a little bit. He can be a little wild. He lets his hair down, right? But he's not aggressive like you and I are.
Yeah.
He's a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart.
So
he cares about not getting canceled.
I introduced a segment last week. I've made some tweaks to it. I've called it Hug, Bump, Scorn now.
Oh, God. Is it an off-kilter of MKF?
Yes, pretty much. It's pretty much the same thing. We're going to look at an individual. Even if we have no idea what their off the field or off the court, off the ice manner is, they could be the greatest guy in the world, but just by appearance, do you want to give the guy a big giant hug, and will he accept that hug and give it back to you? Or is he kind of like, like a fist bump type of guy, like, okay, I don't want to be too formal with this guy? Or somebody you scorn, you just like you just do not want them near you. You want to jettison them off your team, just like I do of Jose Urena on the Marlins.
Unlike Minoria, which we always want to give a fist bump to and a hug, and ever tried.
Well, if this was a Minoria-sponsored segment, we'd probably be decapitating and slashing people to bits and stuff. That might get a little violent. I don't know. We're not going that far now. But so last week we did your Tennessee Titans. Hit some random players. This week we'll do the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, I got this.
So we'll look at the 2020 Miami Dolphins roster. We'll pick out some random players, look at the roster, see their photos, and just be like, yeah, I could totally see myself doing this or that to that person. So let's see. I'm gonna scroll up and down. Blah 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 blah. All right. So let's click one here.
Originally, this was called "Who Has a Punchable Face," ladies and gents.
Ooh, so they actually used a photo from actual game action here, Jamal Perry. So I can't really even see his face. So I'm gonna pick somebody else. All right. And this guy doesn't even have a team photo. It's just the Dolphins logo. Miami Dolphins.
It's just the guy they picked off on Kendall's Walmart.
Gosh darn it. I picked
Hey.
Jamal Perry twice again. Sheesh.
How does that happen?
All right. Robert Hunt. There he is. Number 68. He's one away from being very nice.
So what's our dedication?
Age
Hit?
24. From Louisiana Lafayette.
He's okay. He looks like a
Yeah.
guy who didn't get any sleep. Just fist bump him.
Yeah, that's a fist bump type of dude right
Yeah.
there. That's a guy that that's a fist bump. Yeah.
He's like, my dog didn't stop barking until 5 in the morning, and I only have 2 hours of sleep kind of guy. I can respect
Freddie's
that.
like, I would not scorn him. All right.
Well, in reality, we couldn't score anybody, Fred, because they would kill me.
We got Calvin Munson. I can kind of sort of see his face through the face mask there, but not too much there. He's got this tat on the right side. I don't know
All right,
what's on
so
it.
Calvin Munson looks like a guy who wears an Affliction shirt and drinks a Bank Energy drink, so I already know where I'm going with this.
Okay.
I'm sorry, if that's what you're going to give me, first impressions matter. Seriously, he probably has a Bible scripture verse on his chest. Ezekiel 22.
All right. Oh, okay. Wow, they're just using in-game photo. Christian Wilkins is a hug guy because
I love Christian Wilkins.
he gave Roger Goodell. He did the whole, like the chest bump thing. So no, that dude is a strict hug. I would bring that man to Thanksgiving dinner. That's what I would do.
Fred, what's one of the things that you do in regards to the guy that we mentioned prior?
Yeah, because Christian Wilkins he loves theater. He's a cultured man.
He's a man with a plan.
Bang, rainbow, unicorn all day.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah, Christian Wilkins, you are definitely like I would do more than just hug you, dude. I'm just saying. All right. Preston Williams. Yeah, no, that's a fist bump right there. That's a fist bump. Colorado State. Second season in the NFL. Got injured last year. He's man, they just keep using I guess they didn't have team photos this year for the Dolphins.
I'm sure if you go on ESPN, they'll have it.
It feels like because the Titans all had team photos. So with the whole COVID thing, maybe not all of them did them, or they could have used some from last year at least. Come on, Dolphins.
Well, I'm gonna check ESPN real quickly on players.
You know what? Yeah, this isn't working on the Dolphins. Maybe. Can I get to NFL.com here? Like straight to NFL? Is this all?
You should do ESPN.
ESPN?
Roster. They have all the people and stuff.
They have all the people. Perfect. Alrighty. So ESPN.
All right, who's the one that we couldn't see the photo of, so I can get his name officially, so I can tell you.
Teams.
Calvin Munson. All right, I have Calvin Munson's full face, gentlemen and ladies, whoever's out there and children all between.
Is this in alphabetical order?
Oh,
No,
he
it's
is
not.
totally the Affliction. I drink a Bang energy drink, straight up. I will keep
yes.
my name.
Yes, yeah. Okay. There he is. Okay, so let's see. They have a little short list here of guys. Okay. Oh, Andrew Van Ginkel. Oh, look at this guy's hair. Man. He's got... Do you see Andrew Van Ginkel?
I'm checking up on my... Okay, you have it on your thing now.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm not giving this guy a hug. I feel like he hasn't showered.
Well, with a name like Van Ginkel, he's keeping the bloodlines pure. It reminds me of I'm if you guys seen It's Always Sunny, he looks like a McPoyle. But tell me I'm wrong.
All right.
Yes, it could be Andrew Van Halen. It'd be cooler that way. But I've already, he just probably shouts at his brothers like the McPoyles do. It'd be like, Ryan!
Oh, boy. The McPoyle wedding.
The Maureen Ponderosa Massacre.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's go with Jerome Baker. Oh, that's a fist bump. Yeah. That's a straight fist bump. Yeah. And oh, nope, this is going crazy on me. I am having a seizure. What is happening?
Yeah, Jerome Baker is a fist bump.
All right, the ESPN website is not having it right now with me selecting the drop-down menu. So I just have full roster. Let's go back. I just want the full list because we were stuck on defensive guys and
well, I'll give you a name, and I already should know your answer whether to or not. But Devontae Parker.
Ooh, hold on. Yeah, hold on.
I feel like there's a lot of mixed emotions there.
So, yeah, because
from
I can't
his
do
picture,
it, Jay. I can't.
I would not mess with him.
Oh no. That's a guy. I'm not even fist bumping him.
I mean, his hand would probably break against my jaw because he's freaking fragile.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't do it.
I mean, a lot of Dolphins would scorn. I know that.
Yeah,
Dolphins fans at least. And that's why sometimes knowing who the guy is affects your judgment. I mean, you can have some guys that look perfectly huggable, but let's take a look at Lynn Bowden Jr. I should add another thing, not messing with him at all as another category here.
May stab me if I insult him.
Yeah, that guy is you do not look at that man's significant other in the wrong way, so to speak.
Do you remember Animal House? Did you ever watch Animal House?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, I can't use that joke.
Yeah,
well, it's not a joke, but I can't use that scenario. Damn it, Francisco.
I know. Sometimes I don't watch certain movies, and I am left out of the loop. Okay, let's see. Let's go with this guy here. Ted Karras looks like he would murder me. Looks like he has some bodies buried underneath his floorboard. Yeah, no, I'm scorning that one.
Let's see. Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
That is, yeah.
Ted Karras looks like the guy whose favorite word is moist.
I feel like I don't know what could happen to improve that photo. It might be it's the eyes. Really, it's the eyes. It's the smile. Yeah, the smile. He's got the Joker type of smile there. Ooh, I don't know, man. I'm not
probably a nice guy. Watch him donate his thousands of dollars to St. Jude's. I'm like, you just eat their leftovers.
I mean, I don't know if I get the bubble bundle with him, as you can see from Buffalo Wild Wings, right there. $30. You get 30 wings and fries. So,
got to get their boned in though. The boneless ones are not very good.
And
I like boneless wings. I'm gonna say it right now. I admit it. I like me some boneless wings.
Oh, look at that! That's something I haven't seen forever. Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
I frequent the Trop a little bit.
Good old FIU Law.
Exactly.
Right next door, at the gym. We all remember that. Yeah. Oh, I love that, man.
Better than Panera.
Yeah, Panera's
you talk about overrated?
Overrated and expensive, really.
Never satisfied.
Yeah, no. Their flatbreads at a Tropical Smoothie were always pretty clutch in a pinch.
Side note, Fred, you can Fred rank the wing sauce if you're bringing in some of the hot ones though. Because I tried.
I've been on a spice kick lately, man.
Oh my goodness.
Like seriously,
My mouth hates me for it because if I get too spicy, then you get those little like mouth ulcers and whatnot. But I can't say no to it.
Yeah, no, actually, let me get myself off of Ted Karras because this is not a great food conversation image to have in the background.
Well,
Let's see.
for him, it's like skinned cats are probably the tastiest meat for him.
Julian Davenport. I'm not giving him a hug. That's a fist bump, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a very neutral like creator player Madden type of face. Very neutral.
Blocky man syndrome.
Okay. I don't know how far out. You know what? Let's try one more, and then we'll move on. I have a smaller segment I can get to before we get to the halfway point, and Andrew has still not come on yet. So, well, that's fine. We can always get to the NBA in the second half. All right, so let's go with the kicker. Why not? Punter Matt Hack. Sheesh, man. That doesn't even look like a. I don't know.
Matt Hack. All right, so let my thing load up because I'm a couple. All right, so Matt Hack looks like the CGI rendering of every white soldier in the Call of Duty or Medal of Honor games.
Press
If you
F
remember
to pay
Medal of Honor
respect.
Frontline, it's Matt Hack.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, just put a freaking helmet on him. Give him a rifle.
Well, if you gave him red hair,
and some World War II era uniform, and yeah, that's right. Okay, I see
Guy's
that.
ringtone is the Andy Griffin theme song.
Is that Pee Wee's Playhouse? Very good, Freddie. Yeah,
We love you, Matt.
He shaves down that hair. You add a little bit of that makeup. Yeah, I could see it too. All right, Barry Blastin now. Look at that tropical smoothie cafe. Man, what was my favorite? The Mango Magic. That was my favorite.
I'm a simple man. Strawberry limeade.
Okay.
Don't sweat the technique, as they say.
All right, so we're done with this. I think we got some good laughs out of that one. Very good, Freddie.
Well, Ted Karras eats children. Andrew Van Nickel was an extra in the Maureen Ponderosa. And then we know that Hack is a Pee Wee Playhouse, backup.
That reminds me. So, have you bought any of the South Park games lately?
Oh yeah, I've had Stick of Truth and
Fractured
the
Butthole.
other one, Fractured Butthole. Yeah,
Okay.
and I enjoyed them both equally.
I'm thinking of buying one of them.
Stick of Truth is the best one.
Okay.
Fractured Butthole overstays its welcome.
Okay.
I like my jokes.
Okay. All right. So, I saw some videos on YouTube, and there's a certain boss battle that got me laughing. That whole eating kids thing kind of reminded me of it.
Oh, yeah, no. Like, Stick of Truth is just funnier. And it's shorter, too. It's like 13 hours, and then Fractured Butthole is about 25, and it hurts a little bit. Because it's turn-based at the end of the day. It's one of those few turn-based RPGs that can get me invested after all this time. Because, it's 2020, and, man, it's really... you got to really swing it to me, for me to play it like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I got better know a minor league team. Let's try and kill some time here before the halfway point. Of course, I just look at random on frickin' Instagram or whatever team pops up, and let's go with the Lexington Legends. So Lexington Legends, minor league baseball team out of Lexington, Kentucky. Do they even have a Wikipedia? They should. There we go. That's faster. All right. So, founded in 2001. I wish Andrew was here because they were formerly the Kissimmee Cobras, and that's Cobras with a K because it was the 90s, Charles, and everything that started with a C started with a K.
Except for Charles.
Yeah.
Because technically I was 89. If I was 1990, it'd be KHARL, yes.
So, I think we can all thank Mortal Kombat for that one. And prior to that, they were the Osceola Astros in 1985. Used to be in the Florida State League. And then they moved on over to the South Atlantic League. And it's still in Single A, by the way. They are the affiliate of the Kansas City Royals since 2013. used to be the Houston Astros affiliate for all that time before that. 3 championships since they moved to Lexington in 01, and the last 2 in 2018 and 2019. I didn't see any notable roster or alumni on their Wikipedia here, but I'm sure maybe some guys on the Royals. 2015 squad, I don't know, possible, not sure.
I'm sure they cross paths at some point.
Or maybe some guys that are up right now. Valorant, there you go. Valorant is another real sponsor here. So, Play Now, what is that? Is that a PC game? I would assume so.
I think you can get it. It's a free-to-play or a service game.
It seems like
all consoles. I've seen it
from Riot
PS4.
Games. So, yeah, PC only. PC only.
PC, all right.
Okay. And can we spotlight Joe Rucklick tonight? And only notable alumni, Roger Clemens pitched like a game there when he was trying to make a comeback in 2006. I think when the rehab starts with the Astros. Bit of trivia right now. They're in danger of being cut because Rob Manfred hates good things and nice things. So they're one of the teams that they would remove and trying to make minor league baseball smaller all across the board. They play at Whitaker Bank Ballpark in Lexington, Kentucky. They opened in 2001 and capacity was 6,994, and I didn't see anything significant that happened at their ballpark. So yeah, that's the Lexington Legends. So that got us over the 1 hour mark. That's cool. So let's head on over. I guess Andrew's still not here, but we'll get on it. Word from our non-sponsors, people, places, things, concepts, what have you. It's not just about Valorant or the other two. I forgot the other two.
Ever tried and
Yeah. Oh, you're good. They got the first one.
and Minoria.
Oh, you are good. All right.
I'm a good hype man.
Yeah.
Terrible at explaining what I want to do with my life. Fantastic hype person, gentlemen.
Indeed. So, yeah. I guess I'll start. Why not? I guess I've had food on the brain because it was my birthday weekend.
Ooh.
I guess.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah.
I know I said happy
Me
birthday,
too.
but for the loyalist out there, comrades, Comrade Francisco, old man now.
Don't call me a comrade.
Bad.
Yeah, very bad. I know we have a lot of Russian viewers, but so I registered to vote, by the way. All right, so
We brought it all full circle.
what was it? Yeah, so birthday weekend. I've eaten way more than I should have, which is to be expected. I did 3 miles today to punish myself accordingly. Nice. I've only had one meal today. That was Taco Bell.
What'd you get?
My go-to, the 2 chalupas and the hard shell combo. So I know the amount of calories in them. I can control it, and it's basically the one meal I can have per day because it's actually a lot for one meal. So it kind of it's great in a pinch. I always get chicken, and it's low in calories from that. So it's basically I can just have that, and that's my thing for the day. So and I can just have like a banana or something at night if I'm starving. But that's not even my non-sponsor. Gosh darn it, I just got off on Taco Bell. No, Charles. My non-sponsor is Miami Grill. It used to be called Miami
Subs Grill?
It used to be Miami Subs Grill, but they're officially Miami Grill.
I'm not good with this kind of change.
Yeah, you didn't
When
know?
did this happen?
Yeah,
No,
they
because
changed
I don't
their
have
name.
it in my life.
They changed their name. They changed their logo. I mean, we all remember this one, and they kept calling it the new Miami Subs Grill. I mean, it was always they always kept calling it that. Of course, they had the Miami Arena-esque script on there, Subs Grill, the palm trees and the teal and pink, and it's been a staple down here in South Florida. That's for sure. You can find it.
When I lived in West Palm, I would have it frequently. Then I moved up north.
Are you?
Find it.
They have a crispy chicken sandwich. That is brand new.
Oh, that looks good.
Bye Kentucky, bye Louisiana, hello Florida. Oh, well then. I did not know this Miami Grill.
Side note: we have liftoff on a certain man joining us, and he came at the right time.
Are you here, Andrew? No.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We're non-sponsors. Francisco and I are unearthing some things.
Yes. So Miami's preview the restaurant formerly known as Miami Subs Grill has a chicken sandwich now, a crispy chicken sandwich, and I might have to partake sometime later this week. But
Fun fact about Miami Grill.
Yeah.
Kamar Aiken, who's a UCF alum, who's from Miami. Where in Miami is he from? I just want to look that up really quick. Kamar Aiken, Hollywood. He's from Hollywood. Went to Chaminade Madonna College Prep. He is opening the first Miami Grill in Orlando. It is the site of a former Perkins on Orange Blossom Trail, which you guys keep talking, and I'll find out exactly where that is. So I'll know. I'm going to check out that place when I go back up there next time.
Nice. Look, Miami Grill, it's amazing that people don't hype it up as much down here. I don't really hear it as much. It's really good. Like it's
stellar.
Yeah, it's stellar, but it's not like it's something that you don't hear about it too much. They don't overhype themselves, to be honest, but they're still there. They're always like there's the one here in Hialeah that's it's been there forever. There's one in West Palm Beach that I know has been there forever that I remember ordering from.
Their platters are excellent.
Oh, the platters are fantastic. I love the gyro platter. Great. They have good wings. They have good fries. Their burgers are very underrated. If I have to be honest with you guys, I had their burgers. That's why I'm talking about this. I ordered one of their burgers. I don't order burgers from Wendy's or Burger King or McDonald's. I don't order that stuff. But I'm like, because I just don't deal with it no more. So I'm like, but I know Miami Subs. They're not really fast food per se. They're like, I don't know what you would call it.
Is the term I've heard the term thrown around fast casual?
Yeah, there you go, fast casual. So I would call them that.
for the Gen Zers, the Zoomers, fast cash.
Yeah,
so it's the quickie of fast food or better food?
No,
it's the Robert Kraft Oriental Spa of.
So you're paying for something you could do yourself. Gotcha.
So I mean, look, and the food is as you see it. So it's not like you're getting. Of course, they gussy it up for here, but you still it looks like that when you get it too. So that's kind of the surprising thing.
They're fries, man, if I remember correctly.
And they have two different styles. They have the regular seasoned fries, and they have the crinkle cut, which you don't see very often, actually. I've had both styles, the crinkle cut and the seasoned. The season's pretty good. The gyros are great. They're one of the few places fast casual I know makes gyros aside from Arby's. But last time I had it from Arby's, things didn't work out too well.
I love me some Arby's, but that is not gyro.
Yeah, no.
That's just a meat wrap at best.
I'm not a cheesesteak guy, but they got them there. The gyro platter is fantastic. They got the regular gyro, or gyro, as you want to call it.
You guys are killing me.
Yeah, no,
I don't know exactly how it's pronounced, but it sure as hell isn't a gyro.
Well, yeah, Freddie's already got the thing up there too. I'm sure it's killing him too.
I've heard it's like euro or
I think it's gyro, like gyro
or gyro, whatever it is, it ain't gyro.
This looks like an attack on the Hispanics, Francisco,
Well, Jonas couldn't get out of the second round, so we're gonna call it whatever the hell we want.
Fair play.
Yeah, they got a Beyond Burger. I got to try that out, to be honest. I've been a connoisseur of the fake meats as well, so I'll tell you which ones are the good ones. The Burger King one's not that bad. The wings, great. They got the boneless as well, Charles.
Yeah. What makes surprisingly good ones?
Meatball
Checkers.
parm. Did not know that either.
Ooh, a good meatball parm, man. Even at that fast casual,
Mm.
I can mess with that. I
But
get
that
behind
crispy
that.
chicken sandwich, did not know about that. They have tuna. They're one of the few places that I know that serves tuna. And I've tried the tuna. It's pretty good too. Chicken pita's great. They got salads if you're into that too. Seafood, they got the shrimps and the fish and the whatnots. I had the fish and chips last time. It was more more batter than fish, which I guess some people will like, but I wasn't expecting that. Breakfast, holy, did not know they had breakfast. They're like, it's a pretty good one-stop shop, to be honest, and it's surprisingly very good. They have hot dogs. There's the crinkle cut fries. Look, they got everything. They got yellow rice. You whatever the hell you want, they got it, and it's great, man. They got Nathan's hot dogs. Just Miami Subs Grill, man. Just a staple down here in Florida. Where else do they have them? I think they have there might be a couple out of state. There might be. Not entirely sure. Let's see. Do they have the map here? And Andrew just mentioned that they're gonna have one in Orlando. They should have.
Can we have one in damn Martin County?
Should have in Martin. Yeah. Let's see. You're in Martin County. Ooh. Yeah, the closest one to you, Charles.
West Palm. Down Boyd.
North Lake Park.
Now they're North Lake.
Yeah, North Lake, and of course the aforementioned West Palm one that I ate at a bunch of times. Lake Worth, all that stuff. So, yeah, let's see. I cannot find that. Sheesh, man. All right. Cutler Bay. They got Daytona temporarily closed. Guess the virus got them, I guess. Sunrise. Yeah, pretty much just Florida. Jacksonville goes all the way up to Jacksonville. I guess they skipped you, Charles. That, or you stop being an attorney and you open up your Miami Grill franchise.
I could. They need a little lesser in life. A lot of people would be like, oh, it's so exotic.
Freddie's got one. Well then, you post that up, Freddie. Let us know. 3 Floyd's Laser Snake. Ooh. Okay, hold on. I gotta look that up. Interact. Here we go. 3 Floyd's Brewing Company. Are you 21 plus? Are we all 21 plus, guys?
Yep.
So. All right. Hopefully this is not porn. All right. Laser Snake is a good old-fashioned Indiana Pale Ale.
Ooh.
Special Bavarian hops and Indiana malt give Laser Snake its smooth, non-filtered appeal to all craft beer and macro enthusiasts. Now there you go. Ooh, I like the psychedelic freaking Laser Snake. Look at that. Got a cobra. We were just talking about the Kissimmee Cobras. Oh yeah, Andrew, have you ever heard of that team?
The Kissimmee Cobras?
Yeah.
Mm.
I just mentioned it in the Better Know minor league team. They were a Florida State League franchise. Pre-2000? Like 2000.
I'm looking them up. 85 to 2000. That's just a little bit before my time.
Okay, then. Yeah, well, they had K in their name, so they used to be the Osceola Astros.
Its tail is a goddamn lightsaber.
Holy shoes. Can we see the whole bottle? I see the lightsaber there, but man. Oh. Man, that reminds me of frickin' the laser shows at the frickin' planetarium. I'm sure that's the inspiration behind the art. Look at that. Let's see. Probably I'm sure you could find a way to import it from someplace. I'm sure they got it someplace online. Oh, they actually have. Oh, wait. They have their own cart here. So, interesting. Curbside pickup, grill, LB. Okay. They got a bunch of other stuff here. Oh. Okay, then. So, Let's see. All right, so laser snake reminds me of Major Laser a little bit too. Oh, look at that! You guys see this beauty on the screen here? That is a kaiju. That is a straight kaiju.
Looks like a dildo gun.
Like I could imagine that in one of the Godzilla movies, like the legit ones, the Japanese ones. It was like, oh, Godzilla versus Laser Snake. Oh, here comes Rodan and King Ghidorah and just a bunch of like. He belongs there. Space Godzilla. All right. Well, thank you, Freddy. Look at that. We all want some pretty freaking gnarly beer, especially for graphic design. You get that one. All right, who wants to go next?
Well, Andrew stepped out for 2 minutes, so I'll pop into it. So, last week, it was a game. We said Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and that was for the child in me. But this week, it's going to be for the man in me. Because, you know, I like things. I like scotch. I like muscle building. I like a little blood. And I like violent video games, damn it. Sometimes, when it's good, gratuitous violence. But you know what I also love? I love the way of the samurai, Francisco.
Oh,
I love having principles and philosophies and discipline. And this particular game has made me kind of reawaken certain aspects about my body and my mind and my soul. I listened to the Book of the Five Rings by Miyamoto Musashi. I found my katana. If I had the hair to do it, I would get the little ponytail. I'll talk like this all the time. But I've been having a damn blast with this game. Ghost of Tsushima. It is really Japanese Far Cry. But damn do I love it. Long story short, you're a Jin Sakai. You're fighting Mongols against Khotun Khan, who is supposedly Kublai Khan's cousin. I'm like, you know, me, history guy, doesn't really remember that happening because it's not real, but it's a game. It's all about imagination and immersion. And damn, does it feel good to be a gangsta. I love doing standoffs. The game's beautiful. I love being on my horse, horseback riding, looking through, seeing some Mongols or some Japanese bandits, and then I just go into standoff mode and go, fight me! And I'm like, alright, and we're going to haul off, and then just slicing some dudes up. The stealth missions, they're okay, but I don't go stealth in something like this. If I got 5 guys going against me, I'm like, well, there's not enough guys for you here. I feel like Roddy Piper. And was it They Live? I am here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum. And that's how I feel about Ghost of Tsushima. I am here to find my honor, Prince Zuko, finally finished Avatar, and kick ass. And I'm all out of honor because the whole story is good because you're losing yourself as you're giving up the way of the samurai to kind of bring down these Mongols. And I'm like, yeah, I've probably popped in about 15 hours on it. I just started Act 2. It's gorgeous. It's a good kind of combat. There's a grappling hook in there for what it is, even though I definitely know samurais didn't use it. But it's unique because you don't see these kind of games being made in a world where everybody's, you know, basically busting the left nut on the idea of, oh, I can play Call of Duty Alpha for the Cold War Alpha mode. I'm here. Just be on my little horsey. And there's something about horses that speak to me because I was the same way about Red Dead Redemption when I was a cowboy for such a long time. Now I'm a samurai. I love it. In November, I will be Spider-Man once again because Spider-Man Miles Morales is coming out, and I'm interested in that. Don't get why you're going to make a launch day with the PS4 and the PS5 because now I have no incentive to getting the PS5, but that's a story for a different day.
Yeah.
But I'm in love with it. The game's supposedly... It's too long. It's too big. But you know what? Mama ain't raised no punk. And I will play the hours on end of it because the difference between this and probably the next 50, 60-hour game that's out there, not naming Breath of the Wild, is the fact that I'm going to literally enjoy it, unlike you, Far Cry 4. Or not Far Cry 4, Fallout 4. But it's good, man. It's a lot of fun. All smartassery aside. Get it for Christmas. Get it for a birthday. I got it for like $5 because, you know, I trade and everything. It's different. It's unique. Good combat. Good characters. I like it a lot. Promo code. You didn't do promo code for Miami subs.
Oh, yeah.
You know, promo code Samurai.
I'll just say Dale.
Yes. Yes.
I think Pitbull is like a minority owner. I'm sure he has like a stake in it. I think he does, which is not surprising, really.
I mean, the man is Mr. 305, so
Andrew,
I got to give him respect on that.
Is he here? Did he step out? Yeah.
You said
All right.
You said 2 minutes?
Well, I mean, if that's the case, I can get something knocked out of the way. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Player remember to forget. I went on Pro Football Reference, and I just picked the first face that I didn't recognize on the screen, and that's how I go about this all the time. Go on one of the reference websites and figure it out. So my forgotten player is, gosh, man, I think it's, oh yeah, there we go. God, I hope I spell his name right. How many different spellings of Isaiah are there, man? There's like a bunch of them. I can never get them right.
I could barely spell my own last name, so you're having a hard time.
All right, so we're doing Isaiah Burse.
I remember Isaiah Burse.
Yeah, well,
yeah, he's a tight end, right?
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver.
You don't remember him that well then. Wide receiver, Fresno State. Played 21 games in the NFL. Wore number 19. And number 89, played for the Denver Broncos and the San Diego Chargers. Has never registered a touchdown, 307 yards, 44 receptions. And that's it. So
I think he has a cousin in the NFL, Charles Burse.
Never mind. What happened?
Is he related to Charles Burse?
Let's see. They usually say whether they're related to somebody here or not. Not sure. I don't see it. I didn't see it on his Wikipedia page. That's for sure.
I'm back again.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Nope. Different people.
Oh, interesting. Not a very common last name, or at least to my knowledge.
So that's it. So Isaiah Burse.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, dude.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Do you want to do a non-sponsor, Andrew?
Sure, I'll do one real quick.
That's
my non-sponsor is Culver's.
Ooh.
I see.
What was your non-sponsor, Charles?
Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay. That's kind of bumming because I was hoping we could go for the food trifecta.
Well, damn. I don't know what did I Taco Bell. There you go. We were talking about it left, right? My second for you. But Culver's, continue.
Culver's is, I don't know where it's based out of, but they're
like
down here in the
right?
southeast now, in Florida, and they're actually quite good. I think they're based out of...
They got 67 locations in Florida. And 121 in Illinois, so I would assume they're out of it. Oh, and 141 in Michigan.
I think they're out of Wisconsin. Because
Wisconsin, sorry, but Michigan's 72.
You guys are wrong. Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Because I think they use a lot of Wisconsin cheese in their products.
Very Midwesty right here.
So, I mean, they have good burgers. They're very good. I haven't tried their chicken or their fish options yet, but I assume if they're anywhere as good as the burgers, then they would be good. They're best known, I think, for their cheese, because Wisconsin. But, well, first off, they have very good milkshakes. Milkshakes are very good.
That's what I'm looking at right now. That's what's drawing the attention for me.
Do they bring all the boys to the yard?
Well, actually,
I've had their custard.
They would bring all the boys to the yard and keep them there for a while because the milkshakes are damn near impossible to drink initially.
Yeah, they got concrete mixer. That's what they call it here. Sheesh.
Exactly, because when you first get them, it is damn near impossible to actually drink the thing.
So it's like the extreme of the Dairy Queen Blizzards.
Right, like Francisco, remember when you and I got milkshakes at PDQ way back when, in the before times?
Yes. Yeah.
Thicker than that.
Well, I mean, PDQ wasn't that thick. It was pretty, but I see if it's thicker than what Dairy Queen has, then dear Lord.
We're talking like Dairy Queen level thickness.
Thicker than a Snicker.
Thick with 2 C's.
Exactly.
I got 2 T-Pain references in there, you guys, from Wisconsin, and that's I'm very proud. Side note,
fish and chips.
Cold Job Derby update.
Yes.
We might be going for number 7 if he survives one other inning, but we'll get to that later.
Go ahead.
But their big thing that I think is really underrated or rated, I don't know. I haven't met anyone outside of my family that has had Culvers. But they have cheese curds that are absolutely delicious. Now, the best, I'm not sure if you guys know what a cheese curd is, but it's like a little ball of cheese. But these are different. They're like little mozzarella sticks.
Man. Oh, I am hungry now.
They're like teeny tiny little mozzarella sticks, and damn, they are good. I don't know what kind of cheese it is, but it's not mozzarella, but who the hell cares, because it is one thing, and that is delicious. And I would highly recommend it. They have, as a matter of fact, my dear Charles, they have one up in Martin County.
I've had it before. I don't remember what I ate, though. I know I had the custard, and I thought the custard was decent.
So, yeah, I see it here. I guess the Floridian ones. You got one in Margate, Lake Park, Jupiter, Naples, Jensen Beach, Stewart. A few Naples locations here. Bonita Springs and Port St. Lucie. So, not really, I mean, South Florida? I mean, sheesh. The one in Lake Park is probably in Margate, sorry. Yeah. So, yeah, there's none in Miami-Dade.
I probably traded Miami subs for it, though.
Either way, I'm very interested in that dessert selection that they have.
You can never go wrong. It's so weird, but you can never go wrong with fast food sweetness. No matter where I go, I always love it.
Can you, though? I'm trying to think of one that's gone horribly wrong for me.
Well, just because your bloodline is weak and you can't digest dairy does not mean...
I'm just thinking of one that, like, they might have used the milk. They might have tried to stretch out that expiration date on the milk a little too long. It might be a McDonald's shake or something that I had. Maybe. Well, I know that one that went through me like a frickin' rocket was BurgerFi's Red Velvet milkshake. But that was worth the trip to the toilet. That's for sure. All right, so yeah, this looks good, man. I've never had it, and it's not in South Florida, so I guess that's the reason why. Interesting. That fish and chips really got me though, man. I love fish and chips, man. That looks good. That cod, oof. That is. I'm all about fast food and fast casual fish. A lot of people think it's a little gamey, but I'm all up for it, man. I'm willing to take the plunge.
Fast food fish?
Huh?
Can you trust fast food fish? I've never had it.
Oh, I trust it. Sometimes you might lose a game or two, but most of the time I'm willing to take the plunge for sure. Well, thank you, Andrew, for this one.
Not a problem.
Promo code? No. Can't think of one?
Say again?
You can't think of a promo code?
Oh, sorry.
Ooh, look at that
Promo
pulled
code
pork.
cheese curds.
Oh, look at that pulled pork right there. That looks good. All right. Very good. Hearty soups. They got soup? Oh, this is wonderful. All right then. So let's head on back to the main segment. Well, Andrew, you're here.
Have you guys discussed NFL yet?
Yes, we did.
Damn.
we did the
but not college.
we did the Fred rank. We did all that stuff. But we haven't discussed college. We haven't discussed basketball. We haven't discussed hockey, Andrew.
All right, what do you want to start with?
Let's go with hockey because I have it here in front of me, and we can get through it quickly. We'll get to the Stanley Cup Finals. Don't worry. I know you are on pins and needles with the way it's gone so far. You might want to check a doctor after the series is over. But NHL awards came out this week. So let's run through them. MVP, the Hart Memorial Trophy winner, Leon Draisaitl from the Edmonton Oilers.
Not surprised in the least.
No, he just this was like we've seen this coming for Draisaitl, but this season was truly his rise to I guess superstardom in a sense, right there, equal alongside Connor McDavid. They're just the two pillars for the Oilers, even though they have nothing else around them.
And that's why they can't do shit in the playoffs.
Yeah, and they don't have a goaltender. It's just watch them. I don't know if Anton Khudobin is up for a contract after this season. I have to check, but watch him sign him, and I don't know. But anyways, Draisaitl, MVP. He also won the Ted Lindsay Award as well as the most outstanding player, according to the NHLPA. So another thing to add to his trophy case. The Calder trophy goes to Cale Makar from the Colorado Avalanche. I think a lot of people saw this one coming too. So Rookie of the Year, 50 points in 57 games, Andrew, as a defenseman.
Wait, how many?
50 points in 57 games as a defenseman, as a rookie defenseman.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So, Charles,
Yes.
I guess maybe alongside goaltender, defensemen in the NHL probably take the most time to develop. So when you get one out of the gate that has a fantastic rookie season, it's just it's great. It's a incredibly pleasant surprise for NHL teams. The Panthers got that with Aaron Ekblad. Of course, he was the number one pick, and he won the Rookie of the Year his first season. He's a good defenseman now. He's making strides, but Cale Makar with the Avalanche, who are already a great team that hasn't broken through yet. We'll see if they'll actually do something next season. But another victory for Joe Sakic. He's one of the few former players that were great that is doing well as an executive. He's the GM of the Avalanche, and he's got them back to relevancy, back to contention. They just haven't found a way to break through the glass. But that's another piece to the Avalanche's puzzle, so we'll see what they can do there. The Vezina Trophy winner, Andrew. Connor Hellebuck.
I mean, I can't really say. I haven't really looked at his stats, but
when it was between him and Tuukka Rask for the Vezina Trophy as the best goaltender. Rask has a great team in front of him, in the Boston Bruins, but I guess kind of like Felix Hernandez when he won the Cy Young with the Mariners.
mm,
It's just like he was so good that season despite his terrible team around him.
yeah.
And the same thing happened here for Hellebuck and the Winnipeg Jets. The Jets have probably one of the bottom 5 worst defenses this season. You saw it in the play-in round, and you saw the way he played. He played 58 games before the season was put on hold. He played more games than Rask as well, so he had a bigger workload. 922 save percentage. Rask was higher, but once again, workload and a 2.57 goals against average, which you would think, okay, that's good. He's only allowing 2.5 goals per game, and Rask had a lower one as well. But if you're doing that in front of a horrible defense, then he's just great. He's just great. So if he had even a average defense in front of him, that would have been like at a 2 or below, possibly. So I'm good on the NHL, the Professional Writers Association of Hockey, Professional Hockey Writers Association, for recognizing that, for not just going on the normal stats. They looked at some of the analytics as well, because I think one of the things that was kind of glaring about Hellebuck was the dangerous shots, the dangerous shots, the high risk shots. He was stopping more of them than any goaltender in the NHL. So he kept the Jets in games with his presence alone, right there and then. So there you go there. And then you had the Norris Trophy winner, Roman Josi, Nashville Predators. First Swiss ever to win an NHL award. The same thing for Leon Draisaitl, first ever German MVP. So we've got some new international award winners here. So congrats to Switzerland and Germany for birthing some great hockey players this season. Now on to the Stanley Cup Finals. Game 2 happened, Andrew. Well, Game 1 and 2 happened over the past week. And a thing that you noted, towards the end of Game 1, you liked the way the Lightning were playing, despite the fact that the Stars ultimately won the game. And that kind of showed up in the first period, because that was all the Lightning needed to win the game in Game 2. The Stars, of course, did their push. They were not going to back down, even 3-0. We all know that leads in the NHL disappear very quickly if you're not careful. And the Lightning withstood the onslaught from Dallas at the end. So, how are you feeling, man, after 2 games?
Well, I first want to say that I'm glad that my hockey analysis is still there. I haven't really had to analyze hockey that much. It's mostly, college football. So I'm glad that I'm able to pick up on things still. So yay me. Like you said, the Lightning start in period 1 of Game 2 couldn't have gone any better. A big problem that the Lightning had was their power play was abysmal for the beginning of this series as well as the Islander series. I'm looking. Hold on, I had it here for a second. Okay, so prior to this game, prior to this game, we were 0 for 14 for our last 14 power plays. And look, I get it. Power plays, it's a relatively low conversion rate. It's like, at best, you're looking at 25%. But 0 for 15 is insane. And I get part of that is because Steven Stamkos has been injured. Stamkos's office, quote unquote, is the and just to clue Charles in, a office is an area where a player will set up that they have a lot of success on shots. Like for example, Gretzky's office was the area directly behind the net.
Yep.
Alexander Ovechkin is is the left face-off circle. So is Steven Stamkos, especially on the power play. What'll happen is the team will, since Stamkos is a right-handed shot, so his back is toward the boards, meaning that he just has a clear the pass will come straight to his wheelhouse and he shoots. It would be the same thing for a left-handed, or a right-handed shot is left hand is on top, right hand is toward the bottom of the stick. Do you follow?
Yes.
So what will happen is the team, when Stamkos is healthy and on the power play, they'll kind of lull the team into a sense of security over on the other side of the ice. And then when a defender is getting too far away, someone will just pass across the ice to Stamkos. He'll fire a one-time shot. Bam, it's in the net. Without fail. He's deadly on that shot. Unfortunately, without Stamkos, that has been kind of an issue. But like I said, we are 0 for 15 in Game 1 of... sorry. So we were 0 for 14 going into Game 2. That goes way back into the Islander series. Our first power play in Game 2 was also no dice, but then they converted on the next 2 power play attempts, and that was, we had those 2 goals, plus we had an even strength goal from Shattenkirk. So just like that, we were playing Lightning hockey. I'm going to try and stop saying we and try to come at it from a neutral point of view. So Lightning were playing Lightning hockey. Like I said before, if the Lightning played the way that they did in the third period of Game 1, they would be fine, and that's exactly what they did. The problem started in period 2. Just as the Dallas Stars were pretty undisciplined in the first period, hence 3 power plays resulting in 2 goals, the Lightning were a bit undisciplined in the second period. And I will fully admit, some of those calls were unwarranted, and the Stars, especially Corey Perry, were getting away with a lot of shit. I don't like to say that refs give makeup calls, but that's kind of the way it felt, because all the penalties happened to the Stars in the first period. All the penalties happened to the Lightning in the second period. So that's where they got, I forget how many goals. They got at least 1 goal in the second period.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I think they got 1 goal in the second period. Then they got another goal
in the third.
I think midway through the third period,
Yep.
which is when my heart started to race. And unfortunately, a 4th Tampa goal was called back because of an offsides, which, son of a motherless goat.
It was the right call. But...
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was absolutely the right call. I'm not doubting that. I'm not so much of a homer that I won't say, that's bullshit. It was totally the correct call. The problem is that is the second time in the playoffs that the Lightning have had a goal waved off because the player was offside. Maybe it's the third time. Yeah, I think it was the third time. Yeah, I think it's been 3 times that a goal has been disallowed because we were offside. One of them you just couldn't help because it was in the second period, so it was the long change. Rewinding. Charles, a puck is offside in hockey when a player enters the offensive zone before the puck. So usually it'll be like, a guy just gets into the zone a little bit too early, and then the puck comes in after him, and then it's offside. Now the key, though, is if the player has any part of their, I don't think the stick counts, but if it's any part of their body is touching the blue line, then they're considered onside. So if the guy has like a tiny bit of the steel of his skate on the blue line, and the rest of it is way over the line, he's still onside. So there have been 3 times in these playoffs that the Bolts have had goals waved off due to offside, which was pointed out to me that there have been more goals waved off this postseason than the second line has goals. Yikes. So, the big thing, the Lightning showed that perhaps Game 1 was a fluke. We don't know. This is going to be a long, long series. Dallas, especially Anton Khudobin, are the real deal. They're in the Stanley Cup final for a reason. And I do think, though, that the Lightning, if they keep playing the way they did in period 3 of Game 1, period 1 of Game 2, and to some extent period 3 of Game 2, because they were able to hold on. Vasilevsky was standing in there. The key is they just have to stay out of the penalty box. And I know that the refs are a little bit iffy at times. They'll call very weak calls, and they'll let other calls go, even though they're just blatantly obvious. But a lot of the penalties came from just what they would call extracurricular activities, which is where, they're shoving each other, punching each other after the play. Dallas is a very physical team, and they're trying to draw the Lightning into physical battles like that. And unfortunately, it's kind of like what people would always tell me is, don't be the person who punches first is never going to be the one in trouble. It's always the person that punches back, which is true. In most of these instances, it's the Lightning that get dinged and given the penalty, even though it was Dallas that started it. Or the Lightning are being preempted. I don't know. But if the Bolts are absolutely dominating in 5-on-5 play, it's where they get down, that's where the issues come. So the Lightning have to be very clean with their play, very disciplined, and if they can, then they have a good chance of continuing to win games. But again, Dallas is absolutely killing it on the power play. So that would be, I guess, my key is for the Lightning, just stay disciplined.
Okay. All right. So that's our hockey talk for now.
Do you have any questions, Charles?
Well, what do you think is, now that you're 1-1, what do you think the Lightning need to do aside from playing your Lightning, strategy, or the way your Lightning team, whatever you called it? It's hard to say like Lightning ball because there's no ball, but Titan ball, yeah, we know that. But what do you feel is the precaution, or what is just be honest, what's your hopes of thinking that you're going to win the Stanley Cup? And then what are you going to do if you lose and cry?
I guess I'll answer. I hope I'm not jinxing myself or anything. I know that I would probably go out onto my porch and douse myself with cheer wine if we won the Stanley Cup. And try and replicate, like the champagne in a locker room, because I've been waiting for this since 2008, when I officially became a fan. There have been so many close calls. There was 2011 where, God damn you, Tim Thomas, we were a goal stick paddle away from tying Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals, potentially going to the Stanley Cup Final. Alas, Tim Thomas came up with an absolutely magnificent save, leading them to the Stanley Cup Finals, and then eventually leading the Bruins to a Stanley Cup victory in 2011, causing tons of damage due to riots in Vancouver. Then you have 2015 when we did make it to the Stanley Cup Finals, but we lost to Chicago in pretty convincing fashion. Then 2018, where we had a pretty good lead on Washington, ended up giving that away. They would go on to win the Stanley Cup. And then, of course, last year.
I mean,
So I've, and I'll tell this story another time, but I've been an Orlampa fan since 2008. So I've waited a long time to be able to touch Lord Stanley's Cup, because there's a superstition that you're not allowed to touch the Stanley Cup unless you've won it. And I know that's a superstition for the players mainly, but me being a superstitious person when it comes to sports, I kind of go with the same thing. Like, I grow a playoff beard. I always wear a Lightning hat when we're playing. I refuse to, in any sport, I refuse to wear the other team's colors if we're playing them that week. Even if it's just like a shirt or whatever and it doesn't have their logo, it's like I won't wear green for this entire Stanley Cup series. I just refuse to. So that would be another one, is I would, when I see the Stanley Cup, and I imagine it'll come to the Bay Area at some point, like it normally does with whatever team wins, I would go up and give Stanley a big hug. And if we lose, I'll live with it, I guess. It would suck. This is, I don't want to say this is the end of our window of contention. It by far is not. As long as we have, Steven Stamkos, Andrei Vasilevsky, if we have our core intact, we're still dangerous. But we're going to be losing a lot of players because we are nearing cap hell. And also with the expansion draft, we are destined to lose at least, I think, 2 or 3 players. I already have my ideas on which ones could be on the block. But this is, if we can win this year, then this building that started with Steve Yzerman way back when, it'll be a success. And I'm hoping that success will come and I can be happy and officially say that my team as a fan has won the Stanley Cup, because I wasn't a fan in 2004 when they won their first.
So let me ask you one more follow-up to it.
Sure.
You are so close to, there's a possibility, the strongest possibility, for the first time in your fandom maybe, of a triple Tampa title town. How's that feel? How's that feel? Sports journalism here, because I would give like both testicles and my ring fingers to have Yanks get it, Titans get it, and Heat get it. And I'm kind of there. I'm like cautiously, you guys got to understand that, Yankees in the playoffs, Heat's in the Eastern Conference Finals, Tennessee is 2-0. I'm like, what, Jesus? Like, I didn't know. It feels like one of those kind of time traveling things, about to find out some truth that I didn't know about. But now it's about to happen. I'm going to wake up with just an airless sack. But worth the price of admission. So how do you feel about a triple Tampa title coming in?
Well, I will say that I am not a full Tampa fan.
Sure, you're Orlampa.
Because, strangely enough, I am not a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. Although, if the Jaguars keep pulling the shit that they've been, and I'm not saying losing and whatnot, it's the whole, I won't ditch a team because it's losing. That's not my style. But the whole thing with Shad Khan and Tom Coughlin and all that jazz, I forget if Coughlin's still there or if he retired.
No, he's not. They fired him.
He fired, okay. But that whole thing that was going on with like the docking players' pay because they were getting health and people were getting staph infections, and that goes beyond just a team sucking. That's starting to get into like real shady shit, and that I am no bueno with. I at one point I don't have as much ties to the NFL, which is why I'm not so die hard like I am in for the Lightning NHL or the Rays MLB. But it'd be great. I consider Tampa to be kind of like a number 2 or number 3 team. But I'll just stick with the two Tampa teams I'm a fan of. If the Lightning and the Rays won their respective championships, holy moly, I don't know what I would do. I can't comprehend of such amazingness.
You buy a lotto ticket, that's what you do.
Damn right I would. Yeah. I couldn't even imagine that.
Let's see. So, all right. So have any of us had? And the closest I've had, I guess, 2013. The Heat won, and then the Seminoles won national championship. That's like the only time I had like 2. Because everything else has been individual. You had the Heat in 2012, 2006, the Marlins in 2003.
Yeah, I never had 2.
Yeah, and you're a Yankees fan. Usually that's like the bare minimum, the 1. Okay.
I mean, probably the only city that has been experiencing that a lot recently would have to be Boston.
Boo. We don't speak of such Bostonians right here. Bostonians. All right, the Heat. It's 2-1, Charles. That's a good segue.
Well, yeah, let's go into it. 2-1. Mr. Butler, Mr. James
the
Butler.
The slow starts, as always.
And he says you get tired of it. And, when Daddy talks, you better listen, because if not, you can get the belt.
Yeah.
And we have that nickname for him because he is Alfred Pennyworth. He's the butler because he's worth every penny. For my Batman fans celebrating Batman Day, bringing it all together. Loving the series. I mean, even when it's your team, you still want enjoyable playoff basketball because there's nothing more boring than people sweeping through each team in each conference or each division. That's why the Golden State Warriors, when they did win, it was kind of like, at the first time it was cool, but then you're like, oh God, let it be over, because all they did was just slaughter the masses.
Slaughter the Cavs, but
yeah, well, you can't win either way, right? I'm liking it. I'm hoping that they kind of get it together. There's a little fatigue. You can kind of see it from playing so hard, and even though they have not played as many games as the Celtics have, because Celtics had a Game 7, then went Game 5, and then there's us, who didn't have to. We had the sweep, 5 games, now we're here. When you're playing hard defense all the way, there's going to be some stuff. So we're doing well to a degree. We're keeping Kemba under check. It's just Jason Tatum has finally kind of grown up a little bit because he was in the funk. This has been their best player, and he wasn't really showing up in our world, and now he is. So, okay, we'll tread lightly on it. We need some more consistent shooters, but that's always kind of been our issues. Bam, he's doing fine. My concern is Gordon Hayward, because he's not even fully in it yet. I know he was active in Game 3. I don't remember if he even played. I don't think he did because they had to take precaution. But what's that team going to look like when a guy that was averaging 70%, I'm sorry, not 70%, 17 points a game with like 52% shooting from the floor, man. Like, that's some scary stuff, and the guy who would probably be on him would be Duncan Robinson, and Duncan's just a long, gangly guy, but he's not necessarily the best defender.
Nope.
What's your impressions, Francisco? How do you feel? Do you feel this is the downward spiral, or do you
No,
feel we can do this?
I think this is just the dogfight that the series was always going to be.
That nobody wanted.
But it's kind of turning out the way that I thought it would. The going up 2-0 was pleasantly surprising to me. I thought it'd be like 1-1 heading into Game 3, but this is essentially kind of the same thing in a way. The Heat won the first two, both were dogfights, and then the Game 3 was a dogfight, and the Celtics turned out to be the one that took the victory there. Lakers and Nuggets just started BT dubs. So it's going as expected, which is kind of nerve-wracking for us because I know you said that you like competitive games like that, but man, I just want this to be over with so that he can at least make the finals, and we can at least, even if we lose, can at least say, hey, got another one of those banners up there. It looks very pretty.
See, that's the problem, though. I rather, and I know, and Andrew can probably contribute to this. I don't want to, if I got to lose, I don't want to lose in the big one, man. You never come back from that. Everybody always remembers the first loser. Everybody remembers that first loser because you want to know how that felt when we lost to the Spurs? Bad. Yeah, it was the loss that destroyed the remaining, Heatles.
Yeah.
And partially it's because of the bad cap situation that we got ourselves into, overpaying a lot of vets that LeBron liked and not focusing on the youth movement, and then ends up leading to us drafting Shabazz Napier, who never plays a game with us, or he did play a game, and then we traded him to Orlando, I believe.
He was
afterwards. Trash. He still is trash. He's
Trash.
somewhere. Trash. He's trash somewhere. I just don't remember. And here's the thing. All right, full disclaimer. A lot of young NBA players elevate from being trash to recyclables probably by year 3. So I'm sure if you're recyclable, good job, Shabazz, but you were not necessarily. You were basically Pat Riley's chip on please LeBron stay. Yeah. I feel bad for that pressure because that's worse than a Kawhi Leonard free throw in the NBA Finals, which he did make. That's how the Heat won. I don't know. I'm just that guy, the same way. And I think it's also because remember what my backstory is that I'm a Yankees fan. We lost to the Diamondbacks. We lost to the Marlins. That feeling sucks. It sucks a lot. Everybody loves a closer. Everybody loves that reputation of winning out, and they love winning out and dominating. You don't want to be the team that blew it. You want to know how? Because guess who never got over being the perfect team for the perfect season? The Patriots. Name me any Tom Brady Super Bowl victory, and the only two that you can come up with off the top of your head, immediately, better or worse, is going to be the comeback from 28-3, and then the 19-1 or 18-1.
Yeah.
You don't want that. You don't want to be that. You want to be like Minoria, our sponsor, and Ever Tried, and Valorant Act.
Yeah. Valorant. That was
Valorant Act 2.
I don't even know if that was a word that you just said.
Valorant. It's Italian.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. Lakers are up 8-2.
What a West Conference went from being interesting to boring, man.
If only the Nuggets had pulled out that second game.
Yeah, because I would love the Nuggets because I think one, they would be gas, and two, there's just a more competitive chance.
Yeah.
Because it's very hard. I mean, part of me wants the LeBron to be like, you couldn't be. We don't need you to win. But then I'm like, Charles, you're a liar.
All right. So.
I have a question for you, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, poll question here. Do you buy conference championship gear? Yes or no?
No.
Is it $5 dirt cheap? Because, yeah.
No, I mean, my brother-in-law does. I don't. Unless somebody gives it to me, I'm not going to have it.
I agree with you. I feel like that a conference championship is meaningless. Go big or go home.
Yeah.
But how do they sell
And
merchandise?
it's meaningless, and to the point where I'm not going to buy something that says conference champions. I mean, going like the Panthers won the '96 conference championship, and it's the only thing they can hang their hat on. So
Right.
it's like the one thing Panthers fans go to, and I wasn't a fan back then. So when I see it, it's kind of like when I see the '72 Dolphins. Oh, perfect season. Okay, it's been 50 years almost. What have you done lately? You haven't been to the frickin'. They haven't even been to the conference finals and our conference championships in the NFL since '92. So
Yeah. Your biggest claim to fame was Chad Pennington getting destroyed by the Baltimore Ravens back in what 2010?
2008.
2008.
Lost in 2016 as well. So it's
Oh, that's right. You did go because Matt Moore
yeah, no,
was
everybody,
still there.
yeah, no, that happened too. So it's not even. I can see what you mean with regards to remembering teams that lose, but man,
I mean, I should rephrase myself. I don't want to say that they are totally meaningless. That's not true. I shouldn't have downplayed a conference championship like that. That's not true.
It kind of okay. So I think sometimes I listen to Joe Rose, one of the local radio station guys here. He was on the Dolphins '84 team that lost in the Super Bowl to Joe Montana and the 49ers. That was Dan Marino's only Super Bowl. And he's like, and he always makes fun of the fact, oh, I have a conference championship ring, but I don't wear that around. Because it's like, you're celebrating getting second place. So I can understand, like, in the Olympics, you get a silver medal. I mean, that's something to be proud of, you know?
That's different.
That's an achievement, individual achievement. That's like, okay, you're like the top two. You're the top two in whatever field that you were in, unless you're like the U.S. basketball team, which silver is a complete and utter failure.
Right.
But, or in hockey too, the Canadian hockey team, it's a complete and utter failure if they get a silver. So,
if it's fashionable and cheap, do it.
All right, so, speaking of basketball, I have a new segment. Just want to get this out of the way, and then we'll head on over to the cage. It's called You Go Girl. I don't know if that's politically correct anymore, but I'm going to say it. So we're going to highlight women's sports a little bit because we are Sports Goofs. And okay, the Marlins are losing. I think Freddie Freeman just hit a home run. It's 7-1. Just screw it. We're not winning tonight. Magic number is going to be at 4, and I think the Nationals blew a lead, so it's not going great tonight, guys. All right. So I will highlight a women's athlete or women's teams. Today is Asia Wilson. You guys know who she is?
I can't say that I do.
All right, so Asia Riyadh Wilson, American professional women's basketball player, WNBA. She plays for the Las Vegas Aces, which was the name that a lot of people wanted the Golden Knights to have, but I think that was a little too on the nose for Vegas and the NHL, really. Anyways, this woman here, she played out South Carolina. That's the college she went to. Drafted first overall in 2018, and she's lived up to the hype. WNBA MVP this season, 2020. 2018 Rookie of the Year. 2-time All-Star. She won the national championship with South Carolina in 2017. She was also the most outstanding player that season. She won a World Cup gold medal in 2018 and was in the 2019 NBA All-Star Celebrity Game. Was one of the women athletes represented there. She played overseas in China as well. And currently her Las Vegas Aces, I think they're facing off against the Connecticut Sun in the conference finals right now. And the WNBA playoffs, that's where they are right now. I think the other team was the Minnesota Lynx and What was the other team that they were facing? This is off the top of my head too. Well, anyways, they're in the conference finals. Let me see. Now it's driving me crazy. I gotta figure this out. So I think it was Connecticut. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, Seattle. So yeah, the Seattle Storm versus Minnesota, and Vegas versus Connecticut. So there you guys go. Asia Wilson.
You go, girl.
You go, girl.
Yeah, there we go. Alrighty. All right, let's head on over to the cage, shall we? He said this is a short one, Charles.
It's going to be short, so welcome everybody to your weekly Truplex The Cage with Charles. Full disclaimer, wrestling is not fake. It is scripted. It is a performance. It is beauty, carnage, and sometimes disappointment. It is poetry, emotion. It is men and women chasing championships, chasing revenge, chasing to establish your name. And it all comes down to headaches and heartaches and a big effing tumor by the name of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Guys, wrestling's kind of getting bad again, for Raw at least. We're going to start with WWE because I want to end it on a good note, and that's why I'll bring it to AEW. But Jesus, I can't stand it. Clash of Champions is this week, I believe. Remember, WWE is split up between 3 shows, Raw and SmackDown, and there's a developmental NXT. NXT's been fine. Charles is super interested in that. They have a new pay-per-view for that October 4th, Takeover. That's what they call it. I mean, they should really call it Takeover, Take a Load Off, and just go back to the Attitude Era phrasing with it for the old school sakes. But they're going to have a gauntlet match tomorrow for both the men's and women's titles to determine who's going to be the number 1 contender. Really hoping that we get Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly versus Finn Balor, just because Kyle's a fantastic performer. With the women's, it's do what you want kind of thing. It's not even a situation where you have to create a full new program of heels and faces to go against your champions. Just give me something. Raw is atrocious. Raw is literally the same stories.
That's what I'm seeing here. People are like, the ratings were down. Somebody's got here, WCW Monday Nitro in 2000 was at a 2.75 rating, and Raw was at 1.67.
It feels like Monday Nitro back then when Russo and Bischoff were splitting the company feel better than this because they're giving you the same tripe over and over again. And how many times am I going to see Seth Rollins versus Dominic Mysterio? I don't even like Dominic. He's lame. He does nothing. He has no offensive moveset. And now you're bringing all the Mysterio family, and I'm just going to cheer for the team that just wants to beat these people up over and over and over again. I can't with you. What are you doing? And that's going to be the first thing I text. Seth Rollins, congratulations. You are breaking your back trying to keep this feud going. And you've been selling it. You had the WrestleMania matches, right? That was you and Owens. And then it went downhill from there.
This guy's put last night's Raw broke me again.
I don't even watch it, but there's so many reasons why it broke me. And I didn't even watch it. I haven't watched Raw in like a month, you guys. I just watched little snippets because I know when trash is. So remember, wrestling is a 12-month product. It's the hardest, most demanding thing. Imagine, because you're going to have slow moments, imagine just football for 12 months, hockey for 12 months, college football for 12 months, baseball for 12 months. You're going to get sick of it. There's going to be some downtime, right? We are in the midst of the downtime. Categorically speaking, post-SummerSlam leading to Survivor Series, hell, really leading to Royal Rumble, because a lot of Survivor Series as a one-off is extremely difficult to get entertained for. And now we're dealing with a limited roster because of the Rona. But it feels as if everything's been kind of pushed aside for the betterment of NXT and for the benefit of SmackDown, where the better stories are going on. And then we get Raw. And it's like Rey Mysterio's injured, so we can't push the Mysterio family out. But we're not going to rotate new dudes. And we put Dominic with Humberto, but Humberto hasn't done anything to even earn tag team title shots. And now they're rehashing the old storyline of Rey not being Dominic's followers. So I'm really just kind of wondering, why are we even doing that? Because to be honest, it was a dumb story 15 years ago when they did it, and it's a dumb story now. Aleister Black and Kevin Owens, what you doing? I don't even know. Like, I don't mind Pirate Owens, that's fine, or Pirate Black, but still, give me something to work with in and of itself. It's just terrible. And then we have Retribution, and I'm going to go straight into it. I hate Vince McMahon. He needs to be incapacitated from ever holding a a spot of power for creative and for development, because he took 5 wrestlers from NXT, 3 of them who are actually quite excellent, 2 of them need some time to develop, and he made them into this weird hackerish Mad Max Road Warrior stuff and renamed them. Dominik Dijakovic, big on him, big dude.
You see this on the screen here, the kind of like the spoof announcement here.
Yeah, Triple H is All Elite Wrestling. I wish, because all Vince does is ruin the guys that he produced. Vince has produced you high-quality dudes from NXT, and when they get called up to the main roster, Vince doesn't know what to do with them, because Vince doesn't, 1, know how to create new stars, and 2, he relies too much on the old. So that's why he's kind of giving a weird push with Keith Lee, but even Keith Lee's push is kind of real. But you ruined almost all the NXT call-ups. Ricochet's just dead in the water, and he's one of the most exciting guys in there. Please don't call it the Undisputed Era. You'll kill Adam Cole, because you'll make him Michael Cole's illegitimate child. But then you give me this Mad Max nonsense. So, Dominik Dijakovic, and I bring it up because the guy has a lot of potential. He had great matches with Keith Lee and other people on NXT. So they put him as the leader of Retribution, and they named him T-Bar. Want to know some other names of this Retribution team? And it's composed of Brendan Williams, who was originally Dio Madden, or actually it was the other way around, but he was Dio Madden. Mia Yim, Mercedes Martinez is alleged to be there, and then Shane Thorne's allegedly the 5th guy, but I'm going to go from there. So they changed to 3 different fake names. And, the thing is, with wrestling, it's very hard to get past a gimmick. Bray Wyatt, who we love, who's the Fiend, was once known as Husky Harris. So, and remember, Vince McMahon's old, so he likes things that were funny in the 60s. But it's hard to come back from bad names and bad concepts. The only person who's really been able to come back from a dumb name was really Goldust and the Boogeyman, right? But so, Dominik Dijakovic, T-Bar. Slapjack, that's another name. Slapjack is something that I feel like a hillbilly on meth would... It's an insult that a hillbilly on meth would call you. Hey, you Slapjack, come on over here. Mace
Squidbillies
is another one. Mace, not M-A-C-E, but M-A-S-E. What are you going to call the women? I'm terrified. What are you going to call Mia Yim and Mercedes Martinez? Shane Thorne's allegedly the 5th one, but they should just call him Thorne because that actually kind of works. They have no purpose. Really what Vince did was hodgepodge it, and he's not even creating ideas. He's not trying, and I hate him. And I don't want to wish death on the internet, but I want incapacitatedness, or I want Vince just to be like, those memes are like, sure thing, Grandma, sure thing, Grandpa. Just give us the keys of the business here, and let's try something to make competitive wrestling. Over on SmackDown, it getting good, guys. It's at least getting interesting. Alexa Bliss and Fiend storyline is interesting to me because it's a different dynamic. I'm loving the Roman Reigns and Jey Uso pseudo feud because they're cousins in real life, but in order for Roman to go full bad guy, he has to murder his own cousin, and I'm about that. He's been doing well with Heyman. Heyman has not been this overbearing walrus. Speaking of walrus, wobbly walrus, I have to send you guys that after the show or tomorrow.
Oh, we saw it already.
Oh, that's right, last week. But still, little things like that. I love creativity. I love difference, and I love the fact that Bray's kind of poking fun at Vince McMahon. And Vince just fired Mike Rotunda, which is his dad, the IRS. Clash of Champions is this Sunday. Yay. Clash of Champions Gold Rush. A lot of titles online. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre ambulance match. Randy's probably going to win. Triple threat IC match. Sami Zayn, who is the OG IC champion, who had to technically vacate the title before the travel restrictions, and then the CV came around, so he's back in, wanting to go against Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles. That should be good. I hope it's good. The women's matches, meh. Nikki Cross and Bayley. If Sasha interferes and costs Bayley her title, I like it. If Bayley retains yet again and buries Nikki just to prolong Sasha and Bayley, I'm not about it. Don't give that. Tag team titles, why even bother? They're fine. Shinsuke and Cesaro, great wrestlers. Lucha House Party just needs more credibility. Street Profits, I'm kind of done with you, but there's nothing going on with Raw tag team, so the only solution is combine the tag team titles. We'll go for Raw and SmackDown for a bit until you get more of the roster back. And then, U.S. title, whatever. All these other titles, whatever. Let's end on a happy note. New Japan's doing G1 Climax. Still expect Kota Ibushi to win that. All Elite Wrestling hasn't been fantastic, but a fantastic match that I had to watch because I did watch NXT last week, main event, but I did watch back other ones, was Santana Ortiz, Proud and Powerful, versus Best Friends, and the story behind that. And I love the Best Friends. They cracked me up. Their third man's Orange Cassidy. So they were just kind of defending Sue, which is Trent's mom's name because they were attacking her van. Santana Ortiz were, so they had a street fight. It was visceral. It was good. It ended in a great way. I don't think Santana Ortiz needed that loss, but it's still something that happens, and that's life. But it was a great street fight that kind of came in. And then there was even a better spoof on it with Being the Elite, which is like the little 20-minute snippet show that AEW does.
Is that the one you sent me?
That's one of them that I sent you. But the most recent one had me cracking up because it ends with Sue's mom, or not Sue's mom, but Trent's mom, Sue, using voodoo dolls on Santana Ortiz and made me crack up. But apparently the Dark Order, which I gave a lot of insult to in the beginning of their origin, has becoming hysterical, partially because Brody Lee is apparently like a really funny guy in real life. And mind you, he didn't do anything in WWE because Vince hates tall guys who don't do Southern accents. But the one I sent you about the Chili's, those 45 seconds, I was cracking up.
What a product placement, but yes.
Well, but it was fantastic, though, because that's when Brody had just won the title. I was like, we did it, boys, we did it. So the latest one, and I'm going to end on a happy note because I encourage everybody to watch it for Being the Elite. It was episode 222, was Reynolds and Silver took Brody Lee's like ring gear, and I believe Reynolds is stacked, or is it Silver? Silver is stacked on Reynolds' shoulders, and they're doing like the impersonation of Brody Lee. So Brody curses all the time. So he's like, "What the F? Who the hell is this?" He's like, "Where's my papers? Give me the papers." And then Brody comes. So he sounds exactly like Brody as he's doing the voice. So I'm cracking up. And then Brody comes in and fears it. And then they bring in Sue, who's like the sweetest lady, and they have her like throw the papers at one of the guys, is Silver, and then Silver doesn't fall. So Brody breaks character and goes, "You fall the F down for Sue right now," and they just made her run. So if you want to see like the good product placement of using the internet to further a brand and give insight on your characters, watch Being the Elite. I like it sometimes. It's my little lunch stuff when I want to, because WWE has a hard time breaking out into the internet field, except for like up, down, down, which I'm a big fan of, or left, right, which is their in-house competitor of Tyler Breeze, but it's part of the same group. You know, you want some of that authenticity, unless you're that old school wrestling fan who's like, nah, they should never break kayfabe. Kayfabe's been dead for a while. Kayfabe officially died the minute Undertaker was doing video game commercials for WWE Battlegrounds. I'm sorry, but this is the new generation. Let it go, because you're the reason why Vince McMahon caters to old fans. I apologize. And that's all I got for you this week on the Cage, guys.
Okay. All right. So I think that's it, guys. We've gone 2+ hours now. Denver and Lakers games, pretty good so far. And what the heck's happened to the Rays? Come on, Andrew, get it together. All right, and Yankees are destroying the Blue Jays. Yeah, and the Marlins are gonna lose. So we'll see you guys next week, I guess. That's all I got. Ciao.
Good night, folks.
Watch Being the Elite.
From the 27-yard line, it's 3rd and 10.
That far away from your body, he didn't do it, and it cost him.
They'll bring in their dime package. He drops back.